Thanks for joining us on this special series all about opportunity. And you think stretchy pants are going to be a big opportunity going forward. Why Lululemon?
You got to love that name too, don't you? I mean, the market's in a positive uptrend. Everybody's worried about this drawdown that we're having, which is irrelevant. It's just noise. The HC on byline's positive. You should be long the market. But Lululemon is a great stock. It broke out. We love breakout stocks. It's breaking out. It looks strong. Earnings are good. Revenue's good. The thing's got a lot of power behind it. But one thing interesting about the trade is how well it held up on Monday in the sell-off. That's a great sign of strength in a market like this. Any stock that holds up in a sell-off like that, that's a good indication there's a lot of buyers out there.
Yeah, and we talk about the job market as well. And I know it's actually a radio commercial that some of our CNBC listeners might hear. It's a company called Paycom. And if you're not realizing it, because you hear the radio spots, it is a stock. It's been a very good stock. PAYC is the ticker. What is it about Paycom, Vance, that you like?
What I like about it is the technicals. It's breaking out. It's a 52-week high. I mean, and again, it's another one of those great stocks it's got a lot of interesting products, in the HR space and the just in the computer tech space, the software space that it has, but it's breaking out to new highs. I love powerful stocks that hold up great in a bad day, like what happened with what happened on Monday. Lululemon held up well. They're holding up well. They're great buys at these points here. They should move higher into the last the last 2 quarters of the year. There's a lot of great sectors too, like the SOXX is a great semiconductors, but that sector is looking very good to us. There's just a lot of opportunity out there. I think the fear in this market's way overblown. I think this is an opportunity for most people to come in and buy some stock at cheap prices.
Well, you mentioned the stocks overall. Inside of that, you think Intel, I don't want to call it, again, one of these forgotten giants, but certainly, it's not a young, sexy name, but you believe making money is sexy, and this stock may make us money in the next few years.
I do. And, I love making money. I love catching trades, either whether it's a sector turn or a stock turn, when you catch them on the turn, when they start to move back up after they've sold off at some level and they've hit periods of support. Intel held up reasonably well, too, on Monday. I mean, it's a good little stock. I think that if it's closed over its 50-day moving average, then it dropped back below that. But I think you're going to see it close back above the 50-day moving average. And I think that's a good tell that this stock's going to do well going into the last 2 quarters of the year.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about driving, by the way, in RBI in a few minutes. But if any of our viewers have flown recently, as I have, I'll be flying again next weekend. You know the tickets are tight. The planes are packed. The prices are expensive. And I'm assuming that's one of the reasons you like the Jets ETF, not the Jets football team. They're terrible. This is the Jets ETF. You don't have to bet on one name. You're sort of betting on the sector and maybe eventually a return to international travel too.
Yeah, and we're my family. We're going to Egypt in about a week and a half, and so we like the Jets. JETS that's the overall sector that own a lot of the different airline companies. But if you look at the chart pattern on Jets, and you look at Delta Airlines or Southwest Air, they all look the same. So for an individual investor, I think they're better off playing the airline sector with Jets and just buying the whole bushel of all the great stocks that are available out there in the airline sector. I think you're going to see a really good turn here. Now, this is a counter trend to COVID. Is COVID, if we can get a pullback in COVID, I think you're going to see a lot more interest coming into the airline stocks. And I think the last 2 quarters of the year is going to be really productive for airline stocks. But you know what? You go out to eat, you hop on an airline anymore, it's packed. I mean, they could actually offer more flights right now than what they're offering. I think what's holding them back is actually they're hurting a little bit on a lack of employment over there. I think they need more help.